What's up, movie fans and Netflix bingers? This is the Bros Who Binge podcast. My name is Adam Schubert, and as always, I'm joined by Lyndon Burton. Lyndon, how are we doing this week?
I'm doing good, man. In terms of movies, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about this week. A lot of things that are like question mark. Okay, I got a rant coming this week, but I'm doing well. I'm trying to think about what I've been watching recently.
I wanted to do Freaky on this podcast because I thought it was going to be on VOD, but apparently it's
Is it
not going to
not?
be on VOD till the end of the month.
Oh, I thought it was out. Oh, it's in theaters. Okay,
It's
well,
in
yeah,
theaters.
we'll talk about it when it comes to
And I was
VOD.
like,
I'm not.
I've
I can't go
I've
to
already
theaters
risked
right
my
now,
life. I've already risked my life for Tenet and New Mutants. So if I'm going to risk my life, it's for something that we got later in the show.
especially since COVID's ramping up in Lafayette in the South. I can't risk it for Freaky, but I what I'm gonna wait till the first thing to ask you that. But other than that, I'm doing well. I'm trying to think what I've been watching. What have I been watching? I've been watching New Girl, which I enjoy a lot. I'm a big New Girl guy. I've been watching there's another comedy. Oh, Workaholics. I've been running through again, enjoying that. But I feel like I've been watching a lot of movies because I watched Natural Born Killers. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I've
It
heard about
is
it.
it is really something interesting. It's really good, but I could see if someone says they don't like it. I liked it because I thought it was fucking amazing. It's an Oliver Stone directed Quentin Tarantino movie, and granted, Tarantino said his script was different than what Oliver Stone ended up putting out because Oliver Stone did a lot of influences of like what he expected American culture to be. Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. Woody Harrelson's in it. It's a really fucking good movie. Like, I like it a lot. And then also, you can tell it's a Quentin Tarantino script because there's a character called Jack Scanganelli. And if you remember in Reservoir Dogs, that Peter Scanganelli is Mr. Blonde's Mads Mikkelsen's parole officer. And also, this story was supposed to be the screenplay that Clarence from what is the Clarence Juliet Arquette movie? That's True Romance, from the Quentin Tarantino True Romance movie. Clarence is a screenwriter and he screen wrote Natural Born Killers. I also watched that, and then I watched The Professional with the early not Keira Knightley. I always get them confused. Fucking
Natalie
Jane.
Portman.
Yeah, Natalie Portman. I'm so happy you knew that because I always
Well, I know that because they both played in Star Wars Episode 1. Keira
and I
Knightley
think that's
was
why I
her
confused them.
handmaiden.
I've always confused them. So I've been watching that. I've been watching like a lot of just dad movies, man. My suggestions on Amazon, legit. Since Curse doesn't use it, she doesn't bother getting on Amazon because all they give you is Lyndon suggestions. It's literally just westerns, gangster movies, Tarantino movies, Scorsese movies, sci-fi movies, or comic book or anime. Literally just dad movies through and through, and cop thrillers. Like, speaking of, I watched the new 61 Days In, and I
Oh,
watched
was it
the
good?
fucking, yeah, and I watched this new Behind Bars, The Rookies on Hulu. I don't understand how people go put themselves in the position to either be a corrections officer where they're at the jail guarding these people, or one of the people going undercover to be.
No, I love the show, but I would never do that shit.
Oh, not in a million years. It's like going in the lion's den. One dude almost got shanked.
Dude, and you gotta realize now, for the people who are doing that show,
They
that
know.
the people who are going into prison now know that the show exists.
That's what
So
I'm
like,
saying. The prisoners know.
like
Like
they're on high alert.
one of the dudes on the episode was like, "Wait, why has this camera been constantly in here?" And one of the other guys was like, "This is probably some 6191 days shit." And it was like, a lot of people did just come in, and then they started being suspicious of everybody, and they had to pull some people out.
Yo, yeah,
Shit is
it's scary.
crazy. Shit. Oh, also that Forge and Fire season on Netflix. That's an old one. That's the most recent one. It's
Oh,
not an
really?
original show. Yeah, that's the most recent one from History Channel.
Gotcha. But yeah, I watched a little bit of that, but they put two Survivor seasons on there.
Started
But I mean,
those.
I've seen them.
I've never seen them. I started that too. How do you feel
Oh,
about The
well, those.
Bachelorette? Let me just get an update because I know they did the switch.
Well, real quick on that, I feel bad that you're watching. Like, which one are you watching? Is one of them like not All Star season?
One of them is with like the Brains team, the Brawn team, and the Pretty team.
Okay. So that's the good one to watch because, like, I
Okay.
feel like it would be really hard for you to watch season 20 with all the All Stars and not know any background information on who they are.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the one I've been watching. The one I just described. So
All right, but yeah, I mean, I love Survivor, man. Survivor's fucking great.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it right now.
But anyway, yes, Bachelorette is pretty awesome. Tasha's definitely it. Once we got into having Tasha, it's starting to feel like a normal
Okay.
Bachelorette. Like,
I've been hearing people like it.
Claire was just so off the wall, and like everything was so weird and so like not right with the whole Dale thing. So I'm glad that they nixed that and moved
So
into
where's the
Tasha.
boy at? The boy who's about to be the new Bachelor. Is he in the show?
Matt James, no, he was supposed to be on the show when it was going to air way earlier,
Ah, okay.
and then like because it got postponed or whatever, they're like, oh well, who's the new Bachelor going to be? And
They
then like
chose
there was
Matt
the push.
James. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's still crazy to me that he got chosen. Like he's never
it
been on
should
the
have been
show or
that
anything.
Mike Johnson or whatever.
Oh, Black Mike?
Yeah,
Yeah, who was
because like
dating
that
Demi
was the
Lovato?
push. Like that was the push. The push was like they wanted to have like a black
Dude,
Bachelor,
dude got
and
too
like and
dude got too
he should have been
cocky,
it.
bro. Dude got too cocky and too much on social media. He had Demi Lovato. He should have kept that. Dude's a
That's
dunce.
that's
Dude's a
fair.
fucking dunce. But
Well, I think she's back on the market now, so you can get that back.
he will not.
Um, But yeah, I mean, Matt James' season actually is going to debut at the beginning of the year, so that's pretty
Really?
exciting. I feel
Okay.
like it's going to like this season of Bachelor, it's going to back right into it,
Okay, cool. No
and like
paradise for you then.
they've already put out the promo and everything.
Okay, yeah, so then no paradise. So you're gonna be sad
Well,
about that.
no, well, I'm not sad about it because like it was the whole just messing up with the schedule. But I feel like
You'll get one
I just
after
I
Bachelor?
yeah, I feel like they're gonna do it after that. And what I would like for them to do is to only use the people who like haven't done it yet, because like usually in Paradise they bring like really old people, and like maybe you can do like a couple of them, but like there's been like plenty of people that have been on these most recent seasons that need to be on Paradise for sure.
Bet. Well, hell
Like
yeah. Just want,
some of these dudes on this season for sure. Like there's a lot of drama. Those
all
dudes
right.
are having a bunch of drama. Like there's one dude who's like calling some dude a fraud and a phony in this week's episode, and it's just like, oh my god, dude, you're so lame. Like it's just like it's such a big eye roll sometimes.
I love getting the updates. But yeah, that's all I really want to know. We got a full stack show, man. So whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to get started, so let's roll.
The first story, I just don't know how you didn't have this number one. I had to just veto note and be like, bro, this should have been number one.
All right, well, the first story is Wonder Woman 1984 is going to head to HBO Max and theaters on December 25th.
And you don't have to pay for it like Mulan. So if you have it on HBO Max, you get to watch it. How is this? How do you think this was big news? This is huge. This shows, and I've been hearing a lot of rumblings from a lot of people in the industry saying that the theaters might be SOL. And this is the start of it.
What do you mean, like, what do you mean they might be SOL?
I've heard a bunch of rumors from a lot of our sources that movie companies are starting to make a push towards streaming.
Well, that's interesting.
In theaters, maybe SOL.
Well, I just don't understand that, because like if there wasn't a pandemic going on, like it would not be an issue. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like the aspect of like going to a movie theater is not gone. Like,
I don't think it'll die, but I feel like
people could do that they would. So that's what I'm saying. Like I was telling someone this the other day. If I was someone who wanted to invest in creating a movie theater, like even if it was an independent one that only had like 2 screens, I would wait until this pandemic's over and then I would invest. Because like once you have like an opening one and you can get movies to like send you film to put in there, like that, that's where you're coming in, where like they might not even send them the film anymore.
That's the thing. It's like, and I understand what you're saying 1000%, and I agree with you, because you know me, I love the theaters, and I'm a person that is pro theater. I want theaters to always exist. I want to watch new movies in theaters, but the movie industry can't take another year like this year. They can't. Mm-hmm. They cannot. And if things keep looking like this, everything's gonna have to be on VOD, and we're gonna have to pay $40-$50 for certain things. And I mean, like, I'm not upset at that. I think I would pay 40, 50, 30, between 30 and 40 to watch Wonder Woman 1984. I think I'd pay that to watch Black Widow. But see, some films like Bill and Ted, I'm not paying more than $5.
And yeah, Freaky is another example. Like for when Freaky comes on VOD this week, or not this week, but at the end of the month, like
I'm
it
not
better
paying.
be under $20.
Yes, I'm
Like I'm
saying
not
I'm not
gonna.
paying. No, and that's why for these big $100+ million movies, you're gonna have to charge for that. So like, if Tenet were to be on VOD for the first time, or if the Batman goes on VOD, those are things that are you're gonna have to pay money for. But like, I'm just saying, it's something that people need to expect and get ready for if the pandemic extends into next year, because the movie theaters won't. I guarantee you, they're not pushing shit back next year.
Well, I mean, I really think that it's going to be temporary. Like, maybe that's something that they do for a while. And like I said, AMC and shit like that, they may shut down. But once like things start to get back,
What if they realize they make more money that way?
I doubt it. I doubt that they're going to make more money that way. Like, I feel like, I don't know though.
That's what I'm saying. Because if everybody, instead of paying for a ticket, $10 a ticket, and you do certain movies that are $10, but you do certain movies that are like pay-per-view events, $30, fandom will pay for it. If there was a new Star Wars movie tomorrow that was the Old Republic movie, and they told your ass you had to pay $30 to $40 to watch it on a pay-per-view site, would you not pay for it?
No, it makes sense. I mean, like they have to figure out some kind of way to make it eventful, because like if you just make it like any other, like this whole Wonder Woman thing, like the whole idea of just coming on to streaming and like not having anything other than that, like, but
I feel like they have to cut bait on this one.
I guess, but I feel like
I'm excited that I get it on Christmas. Like that gives me something to watch on Christmas. Now the question is, are you going to the theater to watch it? I kind of want to. I don't know.
I mean, I would like to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I kind of want to. Just depends on how Corona is in Lafayette, because it's getting bad. And if it's bad still, I'm gonna stay my ass home and just watch it on HBO Max.
Well, I mean, my thought process with it is I might just drive to the theater, see how many people are trying to get in. And like if it looks empty, then like
I'm going, yeah.
I'm definitely going.
If it's because just like, me in there, fuck yeah. I'm getting
my
same
thing for like Tenet. Like when we were talking about Tenet and we both went, like what? I had maybe like 7 people in a giant theater.
Mine was empty as fuck. It was me and my girlfriend and then like 2 other people. It was lit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of people there, then
I'm in it. I am in it to win it. 1,000%. That is a fact. Because like, I want to see Wonder Woman on the big screen. There's certain movies that I want to see, like when she's swinging on the lightning and it's like, hell yeah. And I want to see what Kristen Wiig's cheat is about. I want to see all of this. But I feel bad for Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins. I know they didn't want this to happen, but like, it's just the world we live in right now, and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like you're going to take out the wonder of some of these big budget.
But that's why they push Batman back. I realize. I understand now. That's why they push Batman back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like with like Tenet, like, let's use that for example. If I had to have watched Tenet on VOD, I don't think I would have liked it as much.
That's an interesting thing, because I really enjoyed seeing it in theaters. Like that changed. That was an amazing experience, having all the sounds and just everything about it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would have still loved the movie, but it would have been a different experience. It would have definitely been a different experience. But like, yeah, Batman definitely needs to be on theater. I think Dune needs to be in theaters too. So like,
exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like hard to imagine watching movies like that at home for the first time.
Yeah, true. But I mean, we do it for things like Trial of the Chicago 7. I bet that would have been good in theaters, but I enjoyed it at my house.
Don't even. That's not even comparable.
All right, The King would have been good in theaters.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm saying. There's some movies that we watch
super slow. So
there's some movies that we watched in streaming that could benefit from a theatrical release. I bet I would have liked Extraction more in the big screen.
No.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. That's just me just being a douche. All right, but yeah, that's all I got really on this Wonder Woman shit. I'm excited for it.
Because of the other podcast we're releasing this week,
Friday, we might as well plug it this Friday. Y'all make sure, Run It Back. You guys are hearing this on Thursday. This Friday, we have a new Run It Back, Super Bad, where we review the Judd Apatow classic. Super, this is one of our, in my opinion, this is one of our best running backs. And I love every running back we've done so far. I think that's my favorite show of like just extra shit that we do. I really love
definitely
running back every time. It's amazing. Like, I had such a good time. So y'all make sure y'all check that out on Friday. But back to the story.
Yeah, so mentioning that and our excitement behind talking about Superbad, Judd Apatow is developing a pandemic comedy for Netflix and will direct, produce, and co-write the untitled project through Apatow Productions. We've heard earlier on that he had struck a deal with Netflix to do some films. This is definitely going to be one of them. The film will follow a group of actors and actresses stuck inside a pandemic bubble at a hotel attempting to complete a film. Apatow will co-write the script with South Park writer Pam Brady, and Apatow's partner Barry Mendel will executive produce. So it's supposed to be an ensemble cast. I'm assuming we'll see like some Apatow favorites. So like I think it'll be similar to like This Is the End almost, where a lot of people are kind of playing themselves,
Real.
But if for a Netflix pandemic comedy, I think this could be really fun and interesting, especially if we get the right names attached.
Oh yeah, if they put the right people in this could be something special.
Yeah, like I'm wondering what Seth Rogen's gonna do. Like I don't know if he's gonna be in it because like I feel like he's doing just so much other stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think it's a pretty good idea to have Apatow back and doing something.
King of Staten Island was good.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. It's funny you mention that because I was thinking that Pete Davidson would probably definitely be in this movie.
I could believe it. That might be his new guy. I could see it being something like that. So, I'm excited for this. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Apatow comedy. So good for Apatow, good for Netflix. Next up, we got The Hollywood Reporter confirms that the Batman spinoff series, which is being called Gotham Central, has lost showrunner Terrence Winter after he clashed with filmmaker Matt Reeves and producers over vision for the HBO show. I've gotten word from like Daniel RPK that it was Matt Reeves had a distinct vision for how he wanted this to go, and Winter had a distinct vision, and their visions could not coincide when Matt didn't want to budge off of his, and HBO sided with Matt. And I mean, look, as great as a writer Terrence Winter is with everything he's done with like Boardwalk Empire, and I believe he worked on Sopranos. I could be mistaken. Let me see, just real quick. But while I looked at, like I said, no matter how much carte blanche he has with HBO, oh yeah, he worked on Boardwalk Empire, Vinyl, Wolf of Wall Street. Like as great as a writer as he is, who I 100% enjoy, it's Matt. Like you have to go with Matt Reeves' vision. Like that's the problem with a movie we're going to talk about later, the Snyder Cut. Warner Brothers did not have one cohesive vision. They had Snyder's idea. They had the studio exec's idea. They had Jeff Johns' idea. They had Josh Whedon's idea. They had everybody's fucking idea. And it was a hodgepodge, and it wasn't one cohesive vision. Star Wars, what we always blame Kathleen Kennedy for. It was JJ, Ryan, JJ, Kathleen. It was everybody's different idea. No cohesive vision. And I have to applaud Warner Brothers and HBO because no matter how much you love Terrence Winter and how much you have a relationship with him, the fact is, it's Matt Reeves' Gotham and it's Matt Reeves' Batman. If Matt Reeves has a vision for how Gotham Central should work, then I'm supporting and following behind Matt Reeves to get him a writer that he believes in. Same thing with James Gunn's Peacemaker. It's based off of his movie, so he should have final say on creative of how this should go.
That's especially in Gunn's case because it's going to tie directly to.
But this ties directly into the GCPD.
I guess.
But I get what you're saying, how it's different about how Peacemaker's an actual character from the movie. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jim Gordon in this.
You better be paying Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright already works with HBO. What's Westworld?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You got to think most of these actors work with HBO already. Even though I highly doubt Catwoman will be in it, but she works with HBO. Big Little Lies. Farrell works with HBO. Turturro's the only one that doesn't necessarily. No, yes. Night of. Yeah, Turturro works with HBO. Like, this is something that I expect to see some of these people in. And that's why if you're going to do Matt Reeves' vision, let's get it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes complete sense that if Matt Reeves doesn't approve of the direction that it's going, then it probably shouldn't go through.
Go that way, yeah.
I think with something like that, you kind of want to get someone who isn't as polarizing, I suppose. Like, I'm not saying that Terrence Winter's incredibly polarizing, but he definitely has his own visions. I feel like you'd want to get someone who's a little bit more fall in line. But then I guess you want someone who's going to like give it its own edge. But like at the end of the day, it's like it is Matt Reeves.
You need someone like Favreau who can fall who can play into the field house of like, you know, like this is like Favreau's not doing his own thing in Star Wars. That like if anything, it feels very Star Wars. More
Well, I
Star
mean,
Wars than the other
especially
stuff.
because he's pulling so much from other places. But yeah, at the end of the day, it needs to be felt like it's in Matt Reeves' world. I feel like that was probably the biggest thing, is that Terrence Winter was kind of making it
His
have a
own
different
world.
feeling.
And we've already had that with Gotham. Like, it's like, no, this is supposed to be a show that ties into the Batman and the Batman universe. We're not making Gotham Part 2. We're not.
No. So I don't. This doesn't scare me in the slightest. With
No,
the
me
show.
neither. Me neither. That's what I wanted to come in here and just reassure Batman fans. This is not Warner Brothers doing Warner Brothers shit of old. This is actually a good thing that they're doing this, because this shows they learn from their past mistakes and they're trying to get a cohesive vision. And anytime that happens, I can't be upset, because that's what I've been asking for years. So if anything, if it's bad, then we just say Matt Reeves did a bad job. But I'm going to ride Matt Reeves' ship until it crashed. Now, like, that's just what you have to do. You put your stake in him, and you have to buy his vision. Now, if you don't buy his vision, you cut bait. But if we're riding his vision, we're gonna ride his vision till the end. That's what you got to do. So, but next up, a Darkwing Duck reboot is in development at Disney Plus. No writer is currently attached to the project, but sources say it will be executive produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, James Weaver, and Alex McAfee at Point Grey Pictures. See, I knew they were doing one, but I didn't know Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg were involved. That's great. Yo, they make some of my favorite stuff. The Boys, Preacher, they've been working on some other stuff. Like, Seth Rogen is killing it on production side.
That's why I'm thinking, like, this Darkwing Duck, it's probably still going to be kid friendly, but I think it's going to have it's going to stay true to form, but also rebooted in a way that might like appeal to its fans that grew up with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where like, I'm not saying like Spawn, but like have an edge, but also be kid friendly.
Like, Seth Rogen is killing it. I can't believe this is a thing. I'm pulling up his producing credits. Like, we have some cool stuff coming. We got that. He's working on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's working on an NBC project, Darkwing Duck. He's working on
That's what I'm saying. He might not be
Black
in that
Monday
movie.
Like, there's so much good shit he's working on right now. That's crazy. Yeah. Didn't know that. I'm excited for this. I love Darkwing Duck. So, I have nothing bad to say about this. I'm all in.
No, it's definitely way early in development, but seeing the names like Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg attached makes you be a little bit more willing to see this through.
Crazy, the super bad guys, Seth and Evan, moved on. And now they're doing Darkwing Duck after making. I can't watch. Save it. I'm saving it for Friday. I'm not gonna even say it. I'm saving it for Friday. But yeah, crazy to see those guys making Disney's Darkwing Duck. Especially after The Boys. Like, if Superbad wasn't bad enough, if Good Boys wasn't bad enough, Preacher wasn't bad enough, Sausage Party wasn't bad enough. After The Boys, Disney's still working with these dudes? Crazy. Good for them, though. I fucking love it.
I assume like they probably were like super fans, man.
They had to be. There's no way they're not.
Yeah. But let's talk about the trailers. Let's go ahead and
let's get it out of the way.
And get the Snyder Cut out of the way. I actually don't have too much hate on it, because after what I saw out of it, I'm like, well, I'm interested in watching it, and I'm going to watch it.
My problem is not with Snyder releasing his movie. My problem is with everyone around this movie putting in their narrative. I've seen things like, DC is trying to force feed us this old movie and they're still making the same mistakes, or Snyder's universe needs to be the main universe, or this is just DC repeating the same mistakes, or this is see why Marvel's better. And it's like, all of you just need to shut up for a second. This movie is just being released to give this man to put out his vision so HBO Max can make some money, because his fans are diehards. That's the only reason why this is happening. Snyder's universe will not be the main universe, or not. Ben Affleck's Batman's not coming back. Like, these are unless it's like in a cameo in The Flash, it's not. He's not going to be Batman again. Like, we just need to understand that this is just a cash grab, but a cool cash grab.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would stop marketing it so seriously, though, because like at the end of the day, it's fun. Like, it's one of those things where like, okay, yeah, Justice League is bad.
I'm tired of it.
So I would like to see like a different version of it that maybe it redeems it a little bit. But I mean, like, it's not really anything that's like pushing the universe. So it's not really
Yeah.
anything that I feel like needs to be too big a deal. I
And it's
mean, but
like,
I feel like it definitely needs to be released. And, based on what I've seen, it looks like it'll be better than
it
what
looks
we
like it's going to
had.
be entertaining, but to me, I still have a problem with Snyder's. I think he has a fundamental flaw of understanding these characters. I do not think he has a full grasp of understanding these DC characters. I think it's his vision, but I don't think it's the essence of like Batman. I don't think like the
Well,
Flash isn't the Flash, and
we're
it's like,
seeing Zack Snyder play in his sandbox with his action figures.
yeah, facts. So I mean, like, I'm not mad at it, but like, I'm just sick of all the fans' responses to the Snyder Cut. Like, just watch it. It is what it is, and nothing more is going to come from it. Or who
Pretty
knows? It
much.
may, but like, I doubt it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more interested to, like, when that comes out, or the week it's going to come out, I want to watch Justice League and then see like what the differences are, because I'm really interested on like how much they actually
And I'm not
did
watching it
filming.
in black and white. Let me just say that.
Oh, if it's black and white, then you might as well just pass. Like, I'm not interested in watching a black and white movie. I'm sorry.
like when I watch black and white movies, they gotta be old movies, dog. Or I'm like I gotta watch I don't mind watching Citizen Kane, Orson Welles. I've been getting in my old bag. Some Jimmy Stewart movies. I've been getting in my old bag. But like, if I'm gonna watch that, it's gotta be. I'm not watching Batman and Superman in fucking black and white for you trying to be some fucking auteur. Get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope that that's not the case, because if so, then like you might as well just like tune me out. Like, I'm not gonna watch a black and white version of Justice League. It's crazy.
Fuck no.
You think
I'd rather watch The Dark Knight
it?
in black and white.
You think they released it in black and white just because like, oh, we just didn't want to pay for color.
No, that's some Zack Snyder auteur shit. I'm telling you, that's him thinking like, oh yeah, I'm artsy. This is my vision. I have muted colors. Like, I'm just getting at the soul of what it is. Like,
Oh,
shut
God.
up.
All right, well, let's move from one questionable film to another one. Tom
You thought
and
this was
Jerry.
questionable? I didn't think it was bad. It's just interesting that they're doing this whole 3D CG real human. It looks like their early stuff when
Space
they were
Jam, Looney Tunes, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
But see, it looks even more so where that stuff felt like it fit. This shit looks like. Have you ever seen the Gene Kelly where he dances with Jerry, and Jerry's like, it looks like it's just like it looks weird, but like it felt like that. So I kind of dug it. I don't know.
I didn't hate it. Like,
I didn't hate
one
it.
thing that redeemed it to me is that all these names that were in it, I was like, oh, I mean, if they were going to attach their name to this, then I guess this is going to be terrible.
There's a lot.
But, obviously it isn't like for us. Mm-mm. Or maybe it is. It's just like hard to tell, but it could have been way worse.
Yeah, it could have been way worse. It could have been Smurfs, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, they kept like, it looked like Tom and Jerry, and it made sense.
Well,
also,
I mean,
Jerry seems like he's the villain.
Jerry's always the villain.
But see, Jerry wasn't the villain. Like, Jerry wasn't the villain like when we were like kids.
It's half and half. Like, it's one of those things where like Jerry is like not the villain because like he's the mouse and he's just trying to live his life, but at the same time he's also trying to fuck shit up.
Like, he definitely seemed like the villain in this one. Like, you got Colin Jost, Michael Pena, the Chloe Grace Moretz, Ken Jeong, Robert Delaney, Christina Chong, Brian Stepanek from Even Stevens.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see, and that's about all of the names that I really recognize.
Speaking of Even Stevens, there was a trailer for Shia LaBeouf's movie that came out.
I'm surprised you didn't put that on there with Vanessa Kirby, bro. They're gonna win an Oscar for that shit.
The only reason I didn't, and that's why I'm mentioning it now, is it just seemed like so sad. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, that seemed like sadder than Marriage Story. Like, that seemed like a lot. I'm gonna watch it, but like,
heavy, bro. Like,
it was
I don't know
like,
if I could watch that.
Like, Marriage Story was heavy, but like Marriage Story had like some funny moments. This one, yo, shout out to Vanessa Kirby, man. Like, that seemed like a gut wrenching performance, and Shia. Oh, he was taking it to a level. So, like, that seems like some Oscar bait ready to go.
Yeah, it's a Scorsese produced Netflix film.
Netflix is going for it. That's a good one.
So,
I'm not gonna that felt in their Marriage Story bag. So yeah, I watched that trailer. I enjoyed that.
But Regina King's going to make her directorial debut with One Night in Miami. The trailer came out this week. I've really liked it. A lot of people have come up to me this week and asked me if I'd seen it, and I think that's a good sign for Regina King in this film. Going into Muhammad Ali, Sam Cooke, Jim Brown, and Malcolm X, and like their night meetup in Miami. I feel like it's going to be really interesting.
I liked it. I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm giving it more. I'm not going to come in here and say what I originally thought because it's Regina King. And after I fully watched the trailer, I think it could be good. I just am more interested in the Daniel Kaluuya Lakeith Stanfield movie. I'm more into the Fred Hampton movie. I at some points this felt like a BET Lifetime movie, but I'm not gonna. And that's like, I didn't want to come in and be like, I think it's gonna be better than that because I like some of the stuff I saw. Some of the acting is really good, but like, I have hopes because it's Regina King, and I don't think she's gonna put out anything trash. So hopefully it's good. But it definitely gave me Lifetime BET movie vibes.
Yeah, it is going to be out on Amazon Prime.
And so, Amazon's another reason why I have high hopes for it, too, because of our love for Amazon.
But I could also see Amazon Prime putting this out because, like, they
just want diversity.
Like the idea, they like the diversity. Yeah, we're going to give Regina King a shot, and maybe it's just not her bag. So, I mean, we'll find out about it, but, like, I'm definitely intrigued by the idea of this movie, and, the trailer has got a lot of people talking, so that's
a fact. The next one is just Disney Plus. Put out some good content, please.
Yeah, Disney Plus put out the trailer for Safety, a movie about a Clemson Tiger bench warmer who
he didn't even play. When Schubert told me on pre-production that this dude did not play and he was third string and got cut from the team, I'm like, how is this a move? They got this dude looking like he about to be the next great like safety in Clemson. I was like, oh, is this guy a baller? Like, is this about to be a good move? Seems like some Christian faith-based, like, good come-up story.
Very much so, yeah.
Like,
it's about this Clemson football player who had to take custody of his 11-year-old brother while he was on campus in college.
And his team and his girlfriend helped take care of his brother. And he's playing football while it's going on, and
it's not like a Clemson team that Dabo led going to titles. Like, this is 2000,
not Deshaun Watson, not Trevor Lawrence, none of that shit.
It's like 2008 Clemson. Maybe Taj Boyd's on the team, but CJ Spiller is the main player on the team. But like, this guy is like two strings behind him. So I don't really know what this is all about.
Disney Plus needs to cut the shit and drop WandaVision and stop pushing it back. It's not coming out in January.
Yeah, so if you want to watch some, okay sports movie on Disney Plus, then you can watch that. I mean, Clemson's definitely getting a big check. So
I saw the next thing is interesting that you put in here. It's out. The next thing you put in.
Yes, this is out currently. It's the Tekashi 6ix9ine documentary on Hulu. The trailer, I guess, came out also this week because this is why I put it out on there. But I thought it was really interesting. Like, we've talked about Tekashi 6ix9ine on the BrosWhoBinge podcast before, and like, just the craziness that has been his life and career. So to see it put together in a documentary form, my interesting thing about this is what's the slant going to be. But I would really be interested in like going in depth about it.
I started it. I didn't finish it, but I think there's a better documentary about Tekashi 6ix9ine. I do.
Really?
Yeah, and it's out already. It's a Spotify Studios original. It's a podcast. It's Infamous, the Tekashi 6ix9ine story by Angie Martinez. And Angie Martinez is a famous radio personality. She's in the Radio Hall of Fame. She just got inducted. She used to work at Hot 97 and she works at Power 105 now, the Charlemagne Breakfast Club. That she works at that station. And she went to like all the different gang members. She got interviews from like different people affiliated. She got all these crazy interviews and whatnot. And it's like 8 parts, and it's so good. Like, this one felt like this was the corporate, this guy's popular, I'm gonna do it, where the one I'm talking about felt like a legitimate look inside of like hip-hop. Journalism. Yeah, like it felt really good, where the other one, where the Hulu doc felt like it was just for money because this was a hot name.
That makes sense. Like the trailer made it look like it was really going to give you like some good insight. But you know, that's what I'm saying. Like the slant is what comes with,
And then,
something
see,
like
yeah,
that.
it didn't have me hooked. Like I said, I started it. I got 15 minutes in, and I was like, I kind of know all this. And the Angie Martinez story was way more interesting than this guy's opinion of hip hop. So you know, if you
Nice.
want a good Tekashi 6ix9ine documentary story, it's a podcast on Spotify. Infamous, the Tekashi 6ix9ine story. Shout out to everybody who made it. Angie Martinez and the Complex Clue. I really thought that was super super dope.
The next trailer, Big Mouth season 4 released. I think that they might be running out of steam, honestly.
Yeah, this one with the anxiety mosquitoes. I mean, it felt realistic, but like I don't know.
You know, they always have you always have to give Big Mouth a little bit of credit because they do find ways to like reach into your adolescence and like figure out like something that they can grab onto. And I guess this season is anxiety. So I think it's probably gonna be something that I'm gonna watch. But like I said, I feel like they're kind of,
It's
you
hitting their
know,
mark.
it's hitting its
It's
mark.
not Bob's Burgers, or Rick and Morty that can continue. It just had some
Well,
shit.
it was never like that. You know, it wasn't like a show that was about sustainability. It was about like telling certain stories and like tapping into certain principles of your youth. And so I feel like they've kind of run out on that, or they just didn't carry the show the right way to be able to make it something that could go for a long time. So I don't know how long they'll go after this, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. So
Yeah, I'm a peep game. The next trailer is something I'm excited about.
yeah, you might
Funny
as well
enough.
talk about it.
Yeah, the next trailer is Batman Soul of the Dragon. It's a new animated series by the not animated series, animated movie from DC. It's like a Elseworld story. It's just like one of these random movies where they took an idea and they made it. They basically took Batman, Richard Dragon, Lady Shiva, and I think it's Bronze Tiger, but it might not be. It might just be some random black guy, but I think it's Bronze Tiger. And they put them all together like in the 60s, 70s. And basically it feels like this James Bond-esque kung fu, like Bruce Lee early movie. And like Batman and his cohorts of Richard Dragon, Lady Shiva, and Bronze Tiger are going on this mission to stop this cult of the dragon. Very Indiana Jones 60s, 70s. Like it feels like a period piece, and it has good animation, good quality. It doesn't seem like a kiddie movie. It seems like it's just going to be a really, really cool, interesting movie, and I'm going to watch it.
Which is the good thing about these DC movies, these DC animated movies, is they really don't ever really feel like they're kiddie.
Yeah,
like this definitely doesn't feel like it's kiddie, but it definitely is like its own
definitely
story.
and it's not Adam Westy either. No, like it takes itself 1000% serious.
Sure, yeah, but it does definitely feel like it was something that was made later and is now not like the feeling of the animation, but just the time period. It's like, oh, Bruce Wayne is like, you know, in bell bottoms and shit,
and it has like a fucking Beatles mullet.
Yeah,
like dude's looking like John Lennon and Paul McCartney.
Honestly, like the one knock on it is it did feel like just that aspect of it felt Scooby-Doo to me.
It kind of gave those vibes, but I dug that though. I like it that they're doing this period piece. We saw the early London one with Batman, Gotham, back Gaslight. So now we're getting Batman, Soul of the Dragon. And I always think there needs to be more Richard Dragon, Lady Shiva, Bronze Tiger action, because I feel like they add a good side of martial arts in the DC universe, because we constantly want to use Deathstroke, Ra's al Ghul, but like Lady Shiva is arguably stronger than Ra's al Ghul and has her own organization. Richard Dragon, depending on how you look at him, is either in Ra's al Ghul's organization or has his own one because he's competing against him. And then Bronze Tiger is another martial artist that deals with just the DC universe. So I feel like if this is successful, this can maybe give them, maybe we'll use it in a movie. And I think these people deserve something more so than what they're getting.
Yeah, you use it in a movie. And the one thing that I'm thinking about with this, I feel like this is the best way for DC to do these Elseworld things. And I guess that's kind of what Marvel's going to do with the what ifs.
But this is different though. The what ifs are going to be like small little vignettes.
Obviously. But like, it's just one of those things where some people would be like, well, what if they did live action Elseworlds? I'm like, well, I just feel like that would confuse too many people. And like with this, you can really do what you want to do and like not have to like worry about like casting and stuff like that. It's like, oh, well, how many Batmans are there going to be,
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that at all. So, I'm excited for this.
So the next story, David Fincher, has recently told French magazine Premiere that he inked the 4-year deal with Netflix. So what is this?
Fincher said it's going to be for another 4 years. He was indicating that he was operating under exclusive license with the streaming service prior to this revelation. And he was just basically like, yeah, I got an exclusive deal with Netflix for another 4 years. And depending on Mank's reception, I'll either go see them sheepishly asking them, can I redeem myself, or take the attitude of an arrogant asshole who will require making other films in black and white. No, I'm here to deliver content, whatever it means, likely to bring them spectators in my small sphere of influence. Hopefully this means Mindhunter's coming back.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Later in this interview, I remember that he was talking about Mindhunter and that how he had like certain anticipations for the later seasons. I mean, it's whatever. I feel like I liked Mindhunter, but like I just don't know if it's something that like after years I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you know what? Let's just bring back Mindhunter, because like they already had such a big hiatus from like season one to season two.
They could have ran their course too, honestly, because I feel like with season 2 they touched on a lot of the stuff that like they wanted to accomplish. I'm such a big Fincher fan that like no matter what he's doing with Netflix, I want to see it. Even though like Mank, that's the Orson Welles like what's my boy's name? Gary Oldman black and white movie. That's not really my Fincher bag. I'm more so when Fincher's doing like cop, like mystery, thriller, like Seven, like even Fight Club, to like Social Network was great, but like I guess people say, well, those are all different, so maybe you should give Mank a chance. But I don't know. That just didn't seem like my bag, but whatever.
Now, you know, since he is doing a 4-year thing, like maybe that it's possible that he does like a different sort of series.
I just want another TV show. Yeah.
That is, you know, mystery, Finchery. So we'll see how it goes with him. But, you know, it's great that Netflix is having such big names attached. You know, we're talking about Apatow earlier on. Like,
talked
to have these guys coming out here.
Shonda Rhimes, like a couple weeks ago.
Shonda Rhimes, Ava DuVernay, you know, I have all sorts of people that are working with them right now. So
they're trying, man. I got to say, at least Netflix is trying.
We're talking into the streaming wars.
And they're putting it behind creative. So, and I can't be mad at that. They're picking creatives, whereas other places are picking IP. So
for sure.
It's going to be an interesting model. It's just that the creative stuff they picked so far hasn't panned out. So, you know, we got to just wait and see. Like, Mindhunter was a success, but like some of the other stuff, people like Benioff and Weiss has this big deal, and I don't know if that's going to be a success. Zack Snyder has this big deal, and I don't know, like, we just got to wait and see.
Yeah.
David Ayer's Bright was not a success.
Well, that depends on who you ask.
Well, it was a success for the streaming service, but like, yeah. I don't think it was a good movie.
No, but I mean, they are talking about doing a second one.
I know exactly, because they got so many views, but I digress. Next up, we got Michael Shannon and Zazie Beetz joining Brad Pitt's Bullet Train. This is like one of the movies that we're like just anticipating, man. We're hyped for this. So, all right, let's keep it going. Shout out to Michael Shannon and Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, they're tremendous adding actors to that cast. Like, you know, of course, our man Aaron Taylor Johnson is cast in this. So, you know, when I saw Michael Shannon being added to this, I'm like, damn, Michael Shannon too? Shannon.
They worked well together in Nocturnal Animals. Like in Nocturnal Animals, Aaron Taylor Johnson and Michael Shannon. I'm trying to pull up the cast of this movie because
I'm currently watching Boardwalk Empire, where Michael Shannon does so good, and you know,
like you got Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Zazie Beetz, Michael Shannon, Andrew Koji, Brian Tyree Henry. Like such a good cast.
Yeah. So, and you know, Bullet Train is like the assassin action movie. So, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. What's the
5 assassins aboard a fast moving bullet train. Find out
the only thing that's worrisome about it is that the Hobbs and Shaw guy is.
Oh yeah, David Leitch. I feel like he did something else though that I liked.
He has. We'll talk about it later.
Oh yeah, he did.
It's another story.
He did Atomic Blonde.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Is that the story?
Well, it just mentions another story that he did Atomic Blonde.
Oh, okay. Next up, Chris Pratt will reprise his role as Star-Lord in Thor: Love and Thunder, which I mean, we kind of
speculated, but you know, now it's official, and I guess that means that he's. So Guardians is after this anyway, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I think like he's gonna die in that Guardians.
Can I give a hot take? I don't think Guardians is gonna happen. They keep pushing it back, and like James Gunn's loving what he's doing over at DC. I don't think it's gonna happen.
It really just I don't know. I think it depends on this movie because
It
like
could be a TV show.
If Thor: Love and Thunder is like Jane taking over the Thor role, and like our early speculation was that Chris Hemsworth, who really has no intention of leaving Marvel, would assume the Star-Lord role.
Well, no, he's going to just join the Guardians. Like that's just
what I'm saying. But I mean, like, because like my thought in the next Guardians movie is that they're going to kill off Chris Pratt.
Oh, you think they're going to kill him off?
Yeah.
Damn, interesting. Yeah, because I'm sure he wants to do other shit. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. I don't know. And like I said, I don't think that next Guardians movie. I feel like they're just gonna keep James Gunn. Just we'll see. That's just a hot take from me. Next up, Lilo and Stitch is expanding. We're gonna get a new live action adaptation with John M. Chu in talks to direct. Is that Spike?
Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, Crazy Rich Asians. Okay, cool. Good thing we got that clarification because I was about to say John Cho or Spike Spiegel, his ass. He needs to be worrying about doing his shit over there. All right, this is for kids. Cool, good for them. Lilo and Stitch is an interesting choice.
Yeah, like I think
the CGI. Are they gonna? How are they gonna do? Is this gonna be practical? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yes, I mean, is it gonna be like Sonic?
There's other movies that Disney just keeps acting like they shouldn't choose. Treasure Planet, Atlantis, Hercules. Like, there's movies that I think should go before Lilo and Stitch, just because I don't know if that's gonna work. But whatever. Y'all want to waste money on that? That's why Disney Plus is trash right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even Moana, honestly, I would like to see
Moana would have been Brave would have been better. Brave could have been like their Game of Thrones for kids.
Exactly. So like I just don't know like why Lilo and Stitch is necessarily a choice, but I'm not like hating on it because I don't like dislike Lilo and Stitch, and John Chu does really good work. But like I just don't know how that's gonna work. Like
yeah. No, I'm with you, but that's all I got on that.
Okay, so American Horror Story creator Ryan Murphy has provided more information on the upcoming spin-off anthology series, American Horror Stories. Murphy said that they're going to do 16-hour-long standalone episodes delivering into horror myths, legends, and lore. Many of these episodes will feature American Horror Story stars that you know and love.
Sarah Paulson?
Most likely. The American Horror Story spin-off series was announced in May. The original American Horror Story had its 10th season delayed by the pandemic, but is expected to air sometime in 2021 on FX on Hulu. And I put in our notes the poster. You can go check that out. You can just Google it. It's just like some sharp teeth or whatever, and what looks like a pen writing.
It looks like a tattoo. Yeah. Oh no, it is a pen. Yeah, it is a pen. You're right. That's like a felt tip. Yeah, it's writing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, good for that. I've never been an American Horror Story guy, but good for those people. I have started Fargo.
Fargo's great.
I'm liking it.
But yeah, I do like American Horror Story, but it really is iffy season to season. I'm more interested in the spinoff series. I think doing hour-long bites, depending on like these legends and lore that they're going to do. Are they going to like make adaptations on like
Frankenstein, Dracula,
stuff like that, or so actual ghost stories that are
real? Yeah.
So
okay. Word. Well, good for that. I'm not a AHS guy, but good for the AHS.
But they're a lot. They got a big fan base.
Yeah, they do.
So.
They do.
Dexter plot details have been released. I wanted to go ahead and mention those. So the series will be set 10 years after Dexter Morgan went missing in the eye of Hurricane Laura, and the revival sees the character now living under an assumed name in a world away from Miami. So I kind of like that we're going to be taking it away from Miami.
Good, because he can't be there.
Yes, and putting us in a new place.
And I guarantee in one of the episodes towards the end, there's going to bring some detective or somebody from his Miami life is going to be like Dexter. Yeah. And then it's going to be, that's going to, if they do another, but that's like another season thing. I just know that's going to happen. Yeah,
I mean, this is the only like season they're doing, like one last season. So I'm interested to see where that location is. That's what interests me the most.
Yeah, true. All right, next up we got Paramount Pictures and Hasbro Studios have set Creed 2 director Stephen Cable Jr. to direct the new Transformers in the reinvented universe. All right, that's cool. Stephen Cable did a good job with Creed 2. That's cool.
Transformers gets all the
They just need
hate.
to make it look like Transformers and not look like what Michael Bay did.
Well, that's the thing. That first Transformers movie was great. I mean, it's. I don't know. Say what you say about it. I really enjoy it.
I enjoyed it a lot too.
It's like it's a movie that I could watch that movie any day.
I like the second one too, if I'm being honest. The second Shia LaBeouf one.
Any of the ones with Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf in it, yeah. It's when Mark Wahlberg came that shit got trash.
Exactly. But what I will say is that the first spin-off of the Michael Bay stuff, Bumblebee.
Oh, Bumblebee. Yeah, their Optimus Prime looked great.
Was a very good movie. But if you still haven't seen Bumblebee because you're afraid of Transformers, please watch it because it is a very, 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 very good film. Yeah. So like that's what gets me more excited about this idea of a reinvented Transformers universe with Stephen Cable Jr. Stephen Cable Jr. is definitely still trying to prove himself in the film world. So this could be his big shot. So I'm interested in checking it out.
I am as well. Next up, we got Better Call Saul star Bob Odenkirk has become the next unexpected action star as he goes all out John Wick in the first look at the Universal thriller Nobody, directed by hardcore Henry's Ilya Nashalula, Henry Nashalula, or just Ilya.
Nisholer?
Whatever, just hardcore Henry's Ilya. Nobody has been written by John Wick scribe Derek Kolstad and producer David Litch, the director behind Charlize Theron's actioner Atomic Blonde and Deadpool 2. All of which, no doubt, guarantees a fast-paced, bone-breaking, explosive experience at the movies. Bob Odenkirk stars as Hutch Mansell, an unassuming family man who cowers and folds during a home invasion. His post-traumatic shame disorder reignites a long-cooled fire within him, and he summons a secret lethal skill when intervening to help a woman being harassed by a group of men. Unfortunately, this leads to Hutch becoming a target of eventual drug lord and puts his family in jeopardy. Does this not sound like Punisher to you?
Similar.
Just what happens to his family. That's the only difference. If like his family survives, then no. But if it doesn't, then that's Punisher.
No, I mean like the whole point of Punisher is that in the first 20 minutes of the movie, the family dies and then he becomes Punisher. Like this is more so like there was a
meek, mild man that like experiences some trauma and goes crazy. And I get that. That's the difference between this and Punisher. But the ending portion of him trying to save someone and then like him igniting a beef with a drug lord, that's 1000% Punisher.
It's very similar, but it is still kind of its own thing.
But this could be cool. I'm a fan of Bob Odenkirk.
I do kind of see like the relation to the John Wick, like and how the story is, saying that he's gonna have like this John Wick style action movie. So like that's what I'm kind of leaning towards when I hear this story.
Hopefully it's good. I'm like I said, I'm a big fan of Bob Odenkirk. So didn't really like hardcore Henry, but I like Derek Kolstad and David Litch. So we'll see. Or David Licht. I don't know. I don't know if it's Licht.
I mean, hardcore Henry. I don't want to blame that director for like the movie. I think they tried to do something that was
interesting.
It was an interesting idea and maybe just wasn't executed the right way. I think like if they were going to do like a first person shooter kind of thing, they should do it based on franchise.
Ooh, yeah, okay. I'm not mad at that. I feel like this next story is my bag though. I'm into the I jumped ahead. I just started reading.
Okay, well, the next story is Ethan Hawke, Peter Sarsgaard, Riley Keough, Byron Bowers, Divine Joy Randolph, David Castaneda, Christina Vidal, Bill Burr, and Paul Dano have joined Jake Gyllenhaal in the Netflix thriller The Guilty. And Antoine Fuqua is directing from a script by Nick Pizzolatto from the True Detective scribe, based on Gustav Moeller-Helm's Danish drama Den Skydige, which premiered at the 2018 Sundance Film Festival. The film takes place over the course of a single morning at a 911 dispatch center with a call operator played by Gyllenhaal trying to save a caller in grave danger, but then discovering that nothing is as it seems and facing the truth is the only way out.
This is my bag. Let's go. Nick Pizzolatto is an incredible scribe from True Detective, and I think the thing was True Detective was too much on him. Like the first season was so good, and then after he had to constantly produce, it was like the pressure was a lot, and it was just like he had to produce in a short amount of time. And honestly, the Mahershala Ali season wasn't bad. We've taken some time off. He's not in charge of anything but writing. The other stuff is with Antoine Fuqua, who, when he has a good story, Antoine Fuqua is a great director, and he's made some good stuff on his own that he's written as well. But reuniting him, Ethan Hawke, and then having Jake Gyllenhaal, Peter Skarsgård, and my boy Paul Dano and Bill Burr, sign me up.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, anything that Jake Gyllenhaal's in, you and I are gonna go check out. You see,
this goes back to our conversation that we always have about Ryan Gosling and Idris Elba. They're in the crew of bad agents. Jake Gyllenhaal, good agent. He knows his demographic. Bro, Jake Gyllenhaal put out fucking Prisoners, Nightcrawler, and then Nocturnal Animals came out around the time of another movie like his. I'm pretty sure it was Nightcrawler, where they're very similar and they're both thriller movies. Jake Gyllenhaal didn't give a fuck. He's just putting out good movies. Like that's what I'm talking about. Ryan Gosling, new agent. Idris Elba, new agent. Jake Gyllenhaal's agent. Good job. Good.
Again, shout out to Netflix. Netflix doing a good job in securing a movie with big names, not only acting but directing and writing. So, this is something that I think could possibly be one of the better Netflix movies that we've seen. So,
I'm hype. The next thing is something that we don't even have to talk about because we don't get political on this podcast. Even though I don't think she should have a job.
But we did talk about it last week. So I think it's fair.
And it's definitely fair. Amber Heard will remain as Mara. And I just feel so bad because I used to love Amber Heard. I was a big Amber Heard stan. I don't know if you guys remember Never Back Down, the classic high school fight MMA movie where Amber Heard as the smoke show blonde bombshell where she appeared for the first time. 16-year-old Lyndon, when he saw that, thought he could go fight in MMA and find an Amber Heard of his own. Loved that movie, bro. Loved it. If you've never seen Never Back Down with Digimon Hansu, Amber Heard, and two other guys that we don't know where the fuck they are.
Sean Ferris.
Where's he at? And then look at the blonde guy, the villain.
The blonde guy, the villain.
There's a blonde guy.
Gigante.
Who the fuck are those two guys?
He was in Twilight.
But Amber Heard remained at Mara. Like I said last week, if Johnny Depp shouldn't have a job, she shouldn't have a job either. So that's all I got on that. I'm not saying any more than that, but whatever. Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at with that too. I was kind of surprised that she stayed, but I mean, I guess maybe she's just not as essential. I mean, I just don't know. The one thing that I worry about with this story is that it's going to hinder Aquaman.
It might. And if that's a good point. I could agree with that.
Like it's one of those things where
it could be more about the story than about the movie. The movie could be good and people could boycott it because of her.
I've already seen it. I've already seen people talking about it. So it's just like, I just don't know if
they're just probably betting on the fact that DC. We're an internet-based place and like this story could be forgotten in like 5 months.
I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp is somebody that like everyone
people love.
Knows. And like at this point, knowing that he wasn't necessarily the outright villain of this saga makes like a lot of people have sympathy for him. Yeah. So it's just like it's just hard that it's gonna like hinder Aquaman. And
I can see that happening as well. But
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But, let's talk about another way that DC kind of shoots themselves in the foot. The CW verse. CW is developing a Wonder Girl series based on DC characters created by Joelle Jones and Berlanti. The perspective 1 hour drama revolves around Yara Flor, a Latina dreamer who was born an Amazonian warrior and Brazilian river god. She learns that she is Wonder Girl and with her newfound power must fight evil forces and that would seek to destroy the world.
I think that's the new Wonder Girl that they just created.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what CW is going to do. They're also going to do a Black Lightning spinoff.
I saw this and I didn't understand this. When did this go? I watched Black Lightning season 1, which I liked. The guy that was the boyfriend is getting a spinoff now.
Yeah, Painkiller. Painkiller will star Jordan Calloway reprising his role. The Planted pilot spinoff will air this in the 7th episode of the Black Lightning's 4th season, which will premiere in February 2021. Black Lightning showrunners will write and direct the project.
Can we never put another CW story in this in the notes like ever again? I don't watch this. I don't ever care to watch this. This universe is dead to me. Unless Stephen Amell comes back for a 9th season, which he was talking about because he said he needed them checks. Because the pandemic was hitting. I appreciate his honesty.
Bring him back.
He said the pandemic was hitting. He was like, I need another check. He was like, I'll do it for the check.
Arrow during the pandemic.
I would have watched. Look. So, but besides that, yeah, I don't give a damn about this. Good for like Latino people and getting a superhero they can root for and getting more diversity and whatnot. But other than that, I could give two shits about another CW show.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is just pandering. In my opinion, like as a Latino person, like it just seems like pandering to me. Like CW is just like, okay, well, how can we find a way to make a Latino superhero?
They just did that with Batwoman. Like, oh, we're gonna get a black Batwoman. Make black people watch.
Black lesbian.
I refuse to watch that fucking show. I'm not watching anything on the CW. Grant Gustin was the last person that wasn't Stephen Amell that I supported on that show. It's over. It's over.
I mean, I liked Legends for a stint.
I did like Legends. Legends was a good show. Legends was, but it's over. Black Lightning had me for season 1. Season 2, they lost me. So
Now, one story I didn't put in the notes that I remember seeing somewhere on Twitter, and I don't know if you saw it either. Did you see like they were thinking about doing like another Keanu Reeves Constantine?
I saw that. Didn't want to put it on the notes because like I don't know if that's happening, but they said they were talking about that. So also got news that whatchamacallit
Lonzo Ball?
No, not Lonzo Ball.
He was the whatchamacallit.
No, I'm talking about Green Lantern, the series. We've gotten notes that it's going to go throughout different time periods. Like it's going to, like Guy Gardner takes place in the 80s. Alan Scott takes place in like the 60s. And like the Rookie starts off in the 80s. And I think she goes back to present day too. So it's going to be over different like, stuff.
Spans of time?
Yeah, different spans of time. Yeah.
But do they connect?
I think they will be through the Rookie Lantern, who's in half alien, half human.
Weird.
So yeah, we're gonna have to see. But also sad that the Green Knight that was supposed to get a film release date this year still has not.
Yes, very sad. Like it's an A24 project with Dev Patel, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that needs to be seen like immediately. Like yesterday.
That's something that like I would love to go to fucking streaming as soon as possible.
Or VOD or whatever.
I'd pay to watch that.
Yeah, I'd pay for that. I wouldn't pay $30, but
I'd pay $20.
I'd pay more than I'd pay for Freaky.
Yeah, that's a phys-ag. Yep. So we'll see.
Oh, let's go to Movie on the Rise. Do you have anything, Lyndon? You want me to go?
I didn't know. Damn, you put me on the spot now.
I was just asking if you needed a second to look because.
Yeah, let me look.
Yeah, so Jujitsu, the Nicolas Cage film, is coming out. I don't know if it's going to be
I guess
where it's going to be available.
Okay.
So like, I want to watch that just for the sheer craziness of it. Nicolas Cage being a fool, and then Animaniacs comes out on Hulu this Friday.
That's this week. Oh, I'm watching that. That's lit. Okay, bet. Well, I do have something. I always give y'all anime updates, and if you're an anime fan, there's a new show called Jujutsu Kaisen that I never talked about on this show, but it is the new shonen anime. And by shonen, for those who don't know what that means, if you watch things like My Hero, Naruto, One Piece, Fire Force, I'm trying to think, just that genre of anime, that is called shonen. And they're in this manga, whereas comic books, movies are based off of comic books, animes are based off of Japanese comic books, which are called manga. And Shonen Jump is a company that produces different manga. And a lot of those that I just named are in Shonen Jump. And the new Shonen Jump series is Jujutsu Kaisen. And arguably, it is one of the best that's come out this year. It is freaking amazing. If you like Naruto, you will love this.
Isn't it the one that like has like so many Naruto like characters that are.
No, he's influenced by Naruto, but like, don't fall for to the hype with Twitter saying how they're like, oh, y'all just ripped off Naruto. Completely its own story. But yes, there are things like the main character has a devil inside of him. The teacher.
There's a character like Datara. There's a character like
There's not a
Kakashi.
character like Datara. Just because the dude has things on his hand, he is nothing like Datara. But there is a character kind of like Kakashi. That's a fact. But he is super strong and he's amazing. So like, if y'all enjoy Naruto, this is darker. Honestly, it is its own thing and it is really good. It's called Jujutsu Kaisen. Definitely want to recommend that out to the peeps. I'm trying to think if I have anything else.
There's not much.
That's probably it.
It's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I think that's it. Unless Amazon has something that I'm forgetting about. I think Amazon does have something. Oh wait, I want to talk about the new the HBO show, The Undoing. If you're not watching The Undoing, with
got a new season?
No, it's just the first season.
No,
it's the limited series with Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman. It's a murder mystery, so fucking good. So on HBO.
Oh, and the one thing I'm remembering now, and I don't remember when exactly it's happening, but I knew it was happening in November. It might be ongoing right now, but His Dark Material season 2 is going
starts this week.
Okay, well, there we go.
That starts this week. So yeah, and I think that now that we've gotten that out, I believe that's all the new like HBO stuff that's like important at least right now. Because yeah, The Undoing is great. Like if you need a new show on the weekends, The Undoing is something that I definitely recommend. Yeah, His Dark Material started. It's season 1 is on HBO right now. So
yeah, and then for all
episode 1 is on HBO right now.
And for all the people who want to get into HBO or like we're frustrated with the HBO Max isn't very accessible to a lot of our TVs. Now they are with Amazon TV and Amazon Fire Stick, so you can access your
also if you have HBO on Amazon, that means you can access HBO Max with your Amazon login. So like me, who has HBO on their Prime, because that's how my mom watches HBO instead of using HBO Max like I tried to tell her. So now we can cancel one of those and have.
Yeah, my mom does it on Hulu. The only thing about that though is that you don't get the originals.
Yeah, you don't get. That's what I'm saying. You don't get everything. But now, at least with Amazon, if you have it, you can get the HBO originals. So, the HBO Max originals. Maybe Hulu. Maybe that'll happen with that as well. Oh, also just some small news. Malcolm and Marie, the John David Washington's Zendaya movie is going to release on February 5th. It follows the director and his girlfriend whose relationship tested after a movie premiere, and this is going to be in contention for Oscars and whatnot.
It's at a time.
That's what I thought they said it's going to make the time.
It's releasing right around the time that the Oscars ceremony would happen.
I think they pushed back the dates because of COVID.
We'll see.
So but. Yeah, that's pretty much all the new news and all the stuff that's going on. Right up to date. I'm on the news site right now, just looking to make sure that we don't miss anything. Up to date for you, the viewer. But all right, Schubert, lead us in the Mandalorian, the best Star Wars thing since the original trilogy, or since the prequels.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a prequelist like you and I.
Yeah, I'm definitely a prequelist. I enjoy them very much so.
Well, one thing that was really great about the prequels is that it gave us the Clone Wars. And finally, we get some payoff from watching the Clone Wars here in The Mandalorian. We did know that we got the Darksaber in season 1, and now Bo-Katan, Katie Sackhoff, makes an appearance in episode 3. So pumped, so excited about it. Everyone was having fun with the frog lady and her man, like the meet up at the beginning of the episode. That was kind of funny. One thing that was like are we sure kind of thing was that the one ship guy that he meets that is Mon Cal.
Mm-hmm.
He has like that sweater, and it's like almost like a blue version of the sweater that Ransom wears in Get Out.
Oh.
And I was like, how do they have these kinds of sweaters in Star Wars universe? Like, come on now. Come on now.
That's funny.
We could have fixed that up, guys. Oh, and by the way, directing this episode was Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah,
Which
BDH.
I feel like for a lot of people who didn't like her season 1 episode, which are crazy people.
She had one of the better ones. I didn't like her. Didn't I not like her season 1 episode?
I don't think you appreciated it very much, but I thought it was pretty great.
Wait, let me see what her season 1 episode is.
It was the one with Gina Carano's first appearance.
Is that where they go to that place?
Yeah, the planet where the farmers or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that episode. I did not like that episode, but she redeemed herself. She redeemed herself very much so. This is probably the best episode of this.
No, second best.
Second best behind what? The first one? The first one? This episode was great. I'm a big fan. I loved all the Bo-Katan stuff. It felt like everything that I was looking for paid off. I loved the Moff Gideon stuff, how we set up the battle for Bo-Katan and Moff Gideon for the Darksaber. And then we get an Ahsoka Tano mention. Yes. Bo-Katan puts him on the hunt for Ahsoka Tano. And he has to go to Corvus, which is a planet on Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
So that felt dope. And then, yeah, I just thought this was a good episode, good fighting. We get a George Lucas created character with the Mandalorians, with Bo-Katan, the dude, not Sasha Banks.
Wolf.
Wolf, whatever.
Yeah.
So I loved everything about this episode.
Yes, Sasha Banks.
Oh, and well, I'm gonna let you say it, but I don't know if you'll remember, so I'll just say it. But Schubert told me that we found out that Jin Darin is a Death Watch member. For those who are in knowledge of Mandalorian culture and Star Wars, Clone Wars, and whatnot.
See, that was what I thought that this episode was the most interesting for me, is because of course he has that reaction to Bo-Katan and company, because like, oh, where'd you guys get that armor? You're obviously not real Mandalorians, and they're as real as Mandalorians come. Let me tell you, Din.
Yeah.
Like
you're more fake Mandalorian than they are.
Exactly. So, that's a real interesting concept to it. So I think that really kind of just gets into the speculation, because it was a pretty short episode. The main thing that you really could enjoy out of this episode was the scene where they were taking out that ship. I love that the dude had that like capsule in his mouth that he could kill himself. That was wild. You can see Moff Gideon do his hologram projection, just kind of like getting the lowdown. He knows that Bo-Katan's after him, obviously, because he's got the Darksaber, and she's been pursuing him for a while.
Yeah.
We're seeing now that in the Fall of the Empire, Mandalorians, or the original Mandalorians, they want to retake their planet, but they need to find it, apparently.
Can I ask, and are we sure?
What?
I just thought about it. Are we sure Bo-Katan looks like Katie Sackhoff when Obi-Wan looked like Alec Guinness a couple
Well, that was a big thing on Twitter. So Katie Sackhoff is 40.
Alec Guinness was a man in his 60s, and her and Obi-Wan were banging in the Clone Wars.
No, they were not. He was banging her sister.
He was banging her sister?
Yes.
I thought he was banging her.
No.
I thought he had a relationship with her.
No. He had a relationship with the Queen.
What was the Queen's? Oh yeah! Oh, damn! You're right. That took my whole.
So he is supposed to be a little bit older than her.
Okay,
but obviously,
still, Bo-Katan was looked like this in the Clone Wars and in Rebels. Her ass got it. She ain't age at all.
Yeah, the thought process that everyone's saying is that maybe in the Clone Wars she's like,
what, 16,
early 20s, like because Ahsoka's a teenager. So Ahsoka, you got to like, and Ahsoka is supposed to be in her 40s now. So like the assumption is that maybe this Bo-Katan should be somewhere between 45 and 55. I'm assuming more so on the earlier side because Katie Sackhoff is playing it. I mean, this is more of just a nod to Katie Sackhoff playing the character. I mean, it is, it could be picky, but a lot of people don't really know enough about all of that to be able
That's just because I thought
to
of
be picky
Duchess,
about it.
but you're right. I was thinking of Duchess Satine, and I was okay. Because I was about to say, my boy Obi-Wan was looking like an 80-year-old man. He was looking like an 80-year-old man like 4 to 5 years earlier, like than when this takes place. Like how far,
About
how
10
much time?
years.
Yeah, I was about to say how much time. So yeah, wait. Nah, shoot.
Because this is, but like we still don't really truly know like how far off the Return of the Jedi this is. So it's somewhere within 5 years. So it could be at
and
least
how long
like
is
7
Return of the
years.
Jedi before New Hope?
Oh, not long. Like
Okay.
3.
3, okay, and then
maybe 4.
3,
Because like
4.
It's pretty close. The jump is from 4 to 5 is closer than 5 to 6. No, actually, I think it's 5 to 6 is closer than 4 to 5. But like there is like some small significant time.
So let's say
jumps.
7 years.
Because
Obi-Wan
you
was
gotta
87
remember
years ago. Like, what are we talking about? Bo-Katan should be in her 60s.
she should look a little bit older.
That's all I'm saying. That's just me.
Sure.
That's just me being picky and just something I just realized just now. Like, oh shit! But you're right. She was with Duchess Satine, so this is cool.
Yeah. But it's all very exciting that you add that in, and you know, like we were mentioning with establishing that he is a part of the Watch, and you know, knowing that there's the different factions, the Mandalorians that are still out there, and they're trying to figure out like how to reestablish themselves on Mandalore.
He might lead them because he's a Death Watch person. He knows Bo-Katan, and if he gets the Darksaber, Din might be the person that like recombines the Mandalorians.
Well, here's the thing. The thought process is we don't know what the status is of the Watch because like assuming a lot of them were killed, what we saw in season 1. So I think that he's going to more so learn to accept like this culture of Mandalore and become more involved with them. And that's like going to kind of change his whole demeanor moving forward.
We might start seeing Pedro Pascal, the person.
Exactly. So I think like those are kind of the stepping stones to him kind of changing that, you know, we're all kind of learning his character development as we're moving forward. And this is just another step to that.
Actually, I don't know if we can ever see Pedro Pascal and Bo-Katan in the same place because there's no way that Pedro Pascal looks just as old as Bo-Katan
But he was in the Clone Wars.
Oh, he was? He was a kid?
Yeah, when he was a kid. So
and Bo-Katan was older than a kid. I'm just saying her age is just it's a tricky situation.
But you know, he was you don't know like what span of the Clone Wars. So like he could have been like let's say in that cutscene he was 9. That could have been early in the Clone Wars, where like Bo-Katan, like you know, in her section of the Clone Wars is a little bit later because like she's in the final season as well.
That's true.
So
that's true. Good points. Do you think we've gotten Ahsoka Tano names dropped? Bo-Katan told him to go bring the child there. Are we seeing her next episode?
No, definitely not because of Carl Weathers directing the next episode.
And then the only one that Dave Filoni writes and directs is episode 5. That's the one we're going to get.
That's the one, which is going to be nice because it's going to come out the day after Thanksgiving. So
cool.
So that's a fun watch for the family the day after Thanksgiving to go watch the Ahsoka Tano episode. But this week we should be getting the old bands together, Gina Carano.
Yeah, Grief Karga, and Cara Dune. I'm not going to say Gina Carano's name anymore because Star Wars fans want her out of there. I don't know. What happened this week? She did something else new and people were pissed. Yeah, she did something. People got pissed. I saw the meme where it's the dude walking with his girl and he turns his head back and then it was Bo-Katan walking this way and it was the dude walking with Cara Dune. And then people like, you need to go with Bo-Katan, partner.
Which he will. He will.
Yeah, he definitely will.
That's definitely the big setup.
It's over for Gina Carano.
But something that we were talking about early on off air that I wanted to save is you were kind of asking like what would happen once Baby Yoda and Ahsoka get established and what was
I think he dips. I think the show's going to be different.
I think the show will be different. I think we're going to get more of this Bo-Katan and the Mando trying to reestablish Mandalore.
Yeah.
And the Ahsoka series may go into the training of Baby
Yoda. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hell yeah. Well, I'm excited. We're going to see what Carl Weathers brings directing next episode. Jon Favreau written. So But I'll be shocked if we see Ahsoka Tano next episode. There's no way. That's Dave Filoni's character. He's written and directed episode 5. There's no way she comes next episode.
Yeah, there may be like something slight
at the end,
like just or like more background, or I don't know. There could be like something slight, but we won't see Rosario Dawson for sure.
Like we may see like her lightsaber on her holster as like he comes to the planet, and then the episode ends.
Possibly. I'm more so thinking like we'll just hear mention of Corvus, or like he's
just pulling up on Corvus as it ends.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, bet. Wow, that's all I got really on this one, Schubert. I enjoyed this episode though.
Yeah, it went back to the 35 minutes, but if you're gonna give me 35 minutes, you got to give me that at least.
True, as a fact. Hopefully, we get more with episode 5.
They're fluctuating. It went from like damn near an hour to
45
to 35.
To 35. Yeah, we just can't get back to 23 as long as we don't get back to 23.
No.
Yeah, that's
unless it's this one.
Yeah,
unless it's any Gina Carano episode.
Cool. Yeah, get her ass out of here. Later,
get her out of here.
You're gone. But yeah, man, solid episode this week, brother.
Yeah, that was a lot of good news. Definitely excited for some of the DC stuff, some of the Netflix stuff.
I'm telling you ahead of time. I'm thinking next week we do our top 5 directors.
Yeah, I think we could do that. I think we also should talk about Animaniacs a little bit.
True. Yeah, we can. I'll watch it all. I'll watch it all.
That's what I'm saying.
We can review it. Yeah, that's cool.
That.
That's cool. I'm down for that. Do an Animaniacs review, Mandalorian, and then 2 top 5 directors. Hell yeah, I'm down.
Because I feel like we're gonna have a light news week with Thanksgiving and all.
That's true. And with that being said, you guys make sure by the time you're hearing this tomorrow on Friday, check out the Superbad running back. If you enjoy that movie Superbad, then you're gonna love going down memory lane on this episode with us.
For sure. I mean, Superbad is one of my favorite films ever. Not even comedy. Probably my favorite comedy ever, but one of my top 10 best films I've ever watched. So it's not like I'm saying that it's the greatest cinema there is, but it's just one of my personal favorites.
Personal preference, yeah. But with that being said, you guys follow me at LimBWT, follow the Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. A new Bros Who Think podcast episode is out now. If you care about the NBA coverage, the draft already happened, but me and Schubert prepare you for week 11, this upcoming week of the NFL. We talk some stuff going on in the world. Be sure to check that out.
And also, even though it does talk about the draft, we don't necessarily base this, predictions or anything, but
we talk about the players themselves.
Justin does lay out the players themselves.
Yeah, we talk about player strengths. That's true. We didn't talk about picks or anything like that. You're 100% right. I'm glad we did it that way too. So yeah, that's on there. So be sure to check that out now on YouTube. If you're a manga Kaiju number 8 chapter fan, is out now, and then there'll be some more stuff coming out after the Superbad running back. But just subscribe to the YouTube for more information, or follow us on Twitter at Bros Who Think.
All right. Well, I hope everyone out there has a great week. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at aschubert14. And be sure to check out everything that we have going on, especially that Superbad episode. So
it's amazing.
Everyone stay safe this weekend. Enjoy Mando episode 4. And as always, keep binging.